Hey guys, this is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are having a great, what is today? Friday. Today is actually our non-fasting day, but I'm doing something a little different for this last, I'd say week and a half, and that's basically the topic today. Is I'm basically going to give you guys an update on what I've done in the last week and a half. And most like I'm gonna gear this more toward you seniors out there, those of you that are 50, 60, 70 plus, because obviously that's where my wife and I, that's the range we're in. We're in the above 60 plus range. So I'm going to address this to you guys and let you know that to follow science. Intermittent fasting obviously is a way for seniors to not only slow premature aging down, or actually any age to slow premature aging, but also that science has been talking about this for a few years now. Um, it helps seniors to add lean muscle when they're given the right tools. Now, some health coaches or some intermittent fasting gurus have been saying that um, intermittent fasting has been around for years, saying that it helps to add lean muscle. And there really hasn't been, really a lot of research on that until recently. In actually, what happened was in a researcher in 2016 discovered that when you're fasting and you're doing a longer fasting, which are 20 hours and longer, 24s, 36s, 42s, and 72s. I don't like to go any higher than that. It puts you into what they call autophagy. The autophagy was actually discovered in 2016 by this researcher, and he won a Nobel Prize for discovering it. And what autophagy does is it actually helps with many disease models, along with slowing premature aging. And then from 2016, there were more research done on autophagy, and now more and more is coming out showing that autophagy, when you put yourself in some kind of a level of autophagy, that's actually elevating your muscle building hormones, especially your growth hormones at any age. Not just younger group. I'm talking any age. But you have to do it in steps. You just don't jump into doing a 72-hour fast and thinking you're going to be successful in putting yourself into autophagy and slowing down your premature aging. That's not going to happen. There's other factors involved that you have to know about before you can even do that. And you also have to change the way you're eating if you really want to get the benefits of autophagy, because the standard American diet and trying to do autophagy at the same time will work in a sense, but not work as well. So what I've done, guys, and like I said, this is kind of a little bit of an update, a Friday update for you, what Emily and I have been doing for the last week and a half. Last Thursday, you guys know that Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are fasting days. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are non-fasting, and Sundays is whatever we feel like. Well, starting last Thursday, doing my 23-hour fast, I do a 23-1. I'll break my fast at 23 hours with something lean and small. And then an hour to an hour and a half later, I'll have my main fat meal. My protein intake for us around that time is around 40 to 50 grams, that serving. Well, I started this little thing just for the heck of it, because I really, guys, because it's been so hot, I haven't really been that hungry, and I haven't really wanted to consume that much food during the day. So I thought, what the heck, this would be a good time for me to do a longer or extended fastings on my non-fasting days. So what I decided to do is on Thursday I did my normal 23-1. Friday I didn't have my first meal until 20 hours of fasting. And I broke it with, I had my first meal was a fat protein drink, but I made it a little smaller. And then if I would have a fat coffee around 3 or 4, and then I'd have my meal, my main fat meal at dinner time, and it would consist of around 50 to 60 grams of protein. Of course, my fat was around 60%, 65%. Well, on Saturday, I normally only do a 20-hour fast. Well, I decided to go ahead and go 23 hours on Saturday. It's very simple for us now. So I did. And on Sunday, what I did was after church, we ate around 11:30. So that pretty much was an 18-hour fast for me, but I didn't have dinner. And so obviously on my fasting days, my calories were probably around 300 to 500. That's it. Sunday, I had a little more food at my first meal, which is around 11:30, but it was higher in protein, not as much fat as I normally do. And I didn't have dinner, but I did have a fat coffee later on in the afternoon. So I only had one meal on Sunday, and I only had one meal on Saturday. So my calorie intake deficit was really low. So I'm supposed to have around 18 to 2,200 calories. Obviously, I didn't even get close to that because I hit around, I think I did 400 or 500 maybe those 2 days. And the issue is people panic, or health coaches panic, because if you don't eat enough calories, it causes the metabolism to slow down and you won't burn as much fat, which is true in a sense. But I think why it's different for us is because we are so fat adapted and ketone adapted. That difference. And so then on Monday, I went ahead and I didn't have my first meal. I had my first meal at 20 hours on my non-fasting day. And then Tuesday was my normal fasting, 23 hours. And Wednesday I did the same thing. But actually on Wednesday by accident, I went all the way to 22 hours on Wednesday. And so my calorie intake that day was, I think, 1,100. But my protein intake was still close to 100 to 115 to 120. And so if you look at my carb manager, I've been staying around 120 to 130 grams of protein per day, even though I'm doing extended fastings. So per meal, I'm doing like 50 or 60 grams of protein. So that's what's giving me my above the 100 mark in my protein. Well, today is Friday, and I'm not going to break my fast. I'm going to go 20 hours again today. I'll have a fat protein smoothie, and the calories in that's going to be about 800, and the protein in that's going to be probably around 67, 57, something like that. And then I'll have a fat coffee in the afternoon, and then I'll have my dinner. So basically, for the last week and a half, guys, on my fasting days, I only had one main meal. So what I've done is by doing these longer fastings, I've put myself into deeper autophagy for a longer period of time, which is activating or elevating my muscle building hormones for a longer period of time, mainly my growth hormones. And now I'm due for my 6 months blood test here. I'll do that next week because that'll be every 6 months. I want to check my muscle building hormones and see how we're doing. And I've been averaging, my testosterone levels have been averaging about 1,300, which is that's a testosterone level of an 18-year-old. And so I've been consistently like that. Well, this last few weeks, I've actually felt pretty strong. So obviously, I'm doing okay as far as calories and protein grams and fat grams because I'm still recovering after I'm training. By the time I walk out, I don't get sore. I don't get tired after an hour or two after training. I still have motivation to actually go in the gym to train. Those are, a lot of factors involved if you're either overtraining or you're not eating enough protein or enough calories. Is you're fatigued, you're sore, you can't make it through your workout, you're dragging all the time, and you're hungry all the time. I'm not any of those. So I'm into this for a week and a half now. So I'm going to go ahead and go another week and a half, and I want to see what I'm doing. Now, I would like to see myself start losing a little more body fat. And so that's what I'm hoping this will do, that because I'm such in a deficit of calories on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And actually now, according to my app, even on my non-fasting days, I'm at a deficit of 1,000 calories per non-fasting day. So I'm pretty low. So let's just see what happens. I mean, hopefully I'll lose more body fat. I'm really watching what I'm eating. I'm eating really, really clean. I'm staying up on my chia seed for the fiber that I need. I'm staying up on my olive oil and my MCT oil for the extra fat that I'm looking for. I'm not eating as many macadamia nuts as I was for the reason that I'm just not really hungry. Boy, I tell you, when I have a fat coffee, I could really go out with I can go, if I have a fat coffee around 3 or 4 o'clock, I can go without eating anything at dinner. But I got to make sure my protein intake is up because I am old. Us seniors, if we're looking to add lean muscle, we got to make sure we're bringing in enough protein. So anyway, guys, so that's my update for this last week and a half. Something I'm just playing around with. And I'll let you guys know how my strength is. My bench, I did bench today. Oh, by the way, we're back on our 6 days a week interval strength training workout. So for the last 3 weeks, we've been on that program, and I'll stay on that one for another 3 to 4 weeks before I jump into my other interval strength training workout routine where I'm only working out with weights 3 days a week, and I'm doing moderate cardio 3 days a week. I like to interchange them up. So while I'm going through this phase of lesser calories, I'm staying on that 6 days a week interval strength training program because I'm putting my body under a lot of stress at that, because of our max sets. You guys know that we do a max set with every body part except for our shoulders and our shoulders. I don't really like to do max sets in with those because it's a smaller muscle and it's too easy for us as seniors to injure ourselves, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'll keep you guys updated. Let you know how this goes. I'm gonna go another week and a half and see how it goes. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you the next video.